Like that dynamic cheese-eating duo, the characters in sci-fi epic Serenity first came to wide public attention on television. However, while Nick Park's heroes picked up more awards than would fit in the back of a roomy spaceship, Firefly, the series which eventually led to this film, met with an apathetic welcome from American audiences back in 2002. In fact, Fox Television didn't even broadcast all of the completed episodes, choosing to scrap it after just 11 shows, all of which makes Universal's decision to spend $40 million on a film from a first-time director with a cast made up largely of unknowns look pretty bold, particularly since the latter have their hands full just getting around the galaxy in one piece.
What was that?
Did you see that?
Was that the primary buffer panel?
It did seem to resemble...
Did the primary buffer panel just fall off my Gorham ship for no apparent reason?
Looks like.
I thought Kaylee just checked the entry compass.
Yeah, well, if she doesn't give us some extra flow from the engine room to offset the burn-through, this landing is going to get pretty interesting.
Define interesting.
Oh, God, we're all going to die?
This is the captain. We have a little problem with our entry sequence, so we may experience some slight turbulence and then explode.
It's just another day for Captain Mal Reynolds, played by Nathan Fillion, and the crew of his ship Serenity, who scrape a living on the murky edge of the solar system, getting by with the help of the odd bit of theft.
At last, we can retire and give up this life of crime.
Things begin to go wrong for the crew when they take on board a doctor and his sister, the enigmatic River, who turns out to be someone who really doesn't take kindly to having her pint spilled.
You know that gal?
I really don't.
River is on the run from the technocratic rulers of the galaxy, the Alliance, who put an assassin known only as the Operative, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, on her tail. Mal and the crew find themselves fighting to uncover the secrets that River is keeping.
I think you're beginning to understand how dangerous River Tam is.
She is a mite unpredictable. Mood swings of a sort.
It's worse than you know.
It usually is.
So it's a plucky band of rebels struggling against an evil empire. So far, so Han Solo. But Serenity seeks to put a thoughtful twist on familiar themes, something of a speciality for writer-director Joss Whedon, the creator of television hit Buffy the Vampire Slayer and an Oscar nominee for his script for Toy Story.
It's sort of the underbelly of science fiction, the kind of science fiction that's very gritty and lived in, and it's just very down to earth, even though it's in space.
The action takes place across a system of newly formed planets, most of which have a convenient tendency to look rather like the Californian desert, in a future that doesn't seem quite so far away.
There aren't any aliens, and there are no lasers. We still use bullets, and we still use duct tape.
The film certainly isn't scared of weighty themes.
It's about individuality.
It's about love.
And it's about faith.
It deals with the moral responsibility of all of us to deal with the politics of our time.
It's a world first explored on television in Firefly, but one which seemed to have vanished forever when the show was dropped after just 3 months.
We thought, it's too early. We aren't finished telling these stories.
Fan reaction to the show and, perhaps more importantly, DVD sales were so strong that the cast and crew were granted a second chance.
Nothing like a major motion picture to make you feel a little bit better about having your TV show canceled.
Redemption.
The filmmakers repaid the favour with an unprecedented series of early public screenings well in advance of the film's release, intended both to thank fans and to generate positive word of mouth.
All the work fans have done have helped make this your movie. Welcome to Serenity.
But it's not just a film for the fans. After all, who doesn't love a good old-fashioned giant space battle?
I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar.
Chickens come home to roost.
In an age when even Hector's house can have a cult following, the passion of hardcore fans for the short-lived television programme on which Serenity is based is not necessarily a reliable indicator that the series was worth reviving in film form. However, on this evidence, their enthusiasm was entirely justified. This is a huge and pleasant surprise. Hip, smart, funny and exciting, topped off by outstanding special effects. Joss Whedon directs his own splendid script with appealingly breezy panache. I'm already looking forward to seeing what he does with the Wonder Woman film currently on the stocks, and he draws uniformly excellent performances from a cast in which Chiwetel Ejiofor is particularly strong. My overriding thought as the credits rolled was, why on earth couldn't the 3 most recent Star Wars films have been a third as good as this? Because with its swashbuckling fun and occasional moments of intelligent heroics, this film has the qualities which the early instalments in George Lucas's saga possessed and which the later ones so horribly lacked. Serenity is a guaranteed crowd pleaser. If you like sci-fi movies, it's unmissable. And even if you don't, it's still well worth checking out when it hits cinemas on Friday. By the kind of happy coincidence that makes it appear that some coherent thought has gone into the planning of this programme, Serenity's Chiwetel Ejiofor also has a lead role in the week's major British-made release. Having risen to film industry prominence in the excellent Dirty Pretty Things a few years back, Mr. Ejiofor seems to be one of the busiest actors in modern movies. As well as that memorable role in space, he's in the urban drama Four Brothers, which is currently on release, and from Friday we can see him strutting his stuff as a drag queen, passing on some expert knowledge to a struggling shoe company in Kinky Boots.